And thank you for coming with us today for a little taste of what we do with all the restaurants downtown. Pardon the taste.
Here, we grew up in Amish country, my father John.
Hi, I'm John Callahan, the Garden Guru. Today we're going to go downtown to do a project we started yesterday. We're going to finish it up. The studio is kind of a place where I hold a lot of material and different pots and containers and different media that I use to be able to incorporate in projects as I need them, like an artist's palette of paint. So come along today and you'll get an insight as to how it all happens. Thank you for joining me on our journey through how we decorate and come up with the ideas for what we do, create curb appeal in the city. So Lock Bar was kind of an unusual decorating project because Lock Bar is done so well with the marble top tables and the curtains and the seafood counter that's for the window and stuff, and you really don't have to do much in this area to kind of because it is what it is. It's just a really cool space in and of itself. So the fall decorations though, kind of then in a very transitional way, because that's what I believe the space is, transitional. It looks kind of contemporary, but it's really not. It can go kind of either way. When you bring the fall stuff in and you bring the summer things in that we do for them, it really kind of creates a really cool backdrop for the waterfront and the fish and all that stuff from an agricultural standpoint that I think really conveys the message of who they are as a restaurant, because their tables of their display cases in the windows for their seafood are so amazing when you walk up to a place and you can actually, like the market, like the fish market back in the day in Baltimore, you can walk up and see that fresh fish and pick it out, and then or the crabs or the whatever in that case. It's so amazing, it's so appetizing. So for a catering event, what I tried to provide in this instance was like a caterer every time you go to that property, just enough to be able to convey the season without going overboard, So and again, make people come back and enjoy it in this environment with COVID, and it's really kind of fun because restaurants have really been hit so hard, and you can see the shock in a lot of places that they are struggling to keep their outdoor areas innovative, and neat and special, and always trying to evolve to be able to create the environment they can capture inside. When you go and take it outside, there's so many variables. It's difficult to do if you're not used to that, So in this instance, when you create that happy and friendly environment, that it's like a fall party or a fall festival, people again remember that, and it's not overdone. You see the table, the arrangements on the table is very subtle. You see the mandevilla vine on the corner. We've kind of wrapped that with the corn stalks. Again, to take advantage of what they had invested in early spring and summer with that plant until it starts to decline with the cold temperature, which will probably happen sometime in, March or April, because who knows with this weather this year what we'll get. So again, it's kind of a neat space because it was a very asymmetrical installation we did. A lot of what you're seeing in the process of what you're seeing in our restaurants and the curb appeal has started a long time ago. It started like 40 years ago in the process of driving down from northern Baltimore County, down Falls Road and up and down, watching the gradual succession of the season change. And if you can capture some of what happens in nature and be able to bring it into your project, all of the subtleties of that kind of makes it. You look for something very unique, because in nature there's a lot of things that are very unique, and you can actually bring that into what you do, and really in anything. It kind of, you find that it really resonates with people, because they don't even sometimes pick up that gradual change, like the difference between driving into the city at the Jones Falls and Ruxton Road, the temperature transition of probably 7 to 10 degrees. Even in the summer you can really pick it up. In the wintertime you can really feel it. And then when you drive to Hunt Valley, from Hunt Valley north into the Hereford zone, there's also another temperature. And that all comes into play with the way that the colors change in the seasons, and where all that starts is in February. When you actually start to see the buds swell up in the trees. So Tagliata is a kind of in the Monarch new French new French dinner theater. Like is kind of a cool property. It's very unusual to see what goes on in the atmosphere which is created by the decorating that makes it an environment that's really fun, and it's very unusual to have a group that spends so much attention to detail and allows us to kind of do our thing to create that atmosphere with them. And you see the flow and the transition of all this stuff from the tropical to the fall to the, is kind of amazing. That's in large part because of the management and the group. It's a lost art in the restaurant and the hospitality industry. Well, good morning, and thank you for coming with us today for a little tour of what we do during the day in the city with the restaurants, creating curb appeal and fall interest. And love to see you again. Follow us and like us. Thanks again for stopping in. Bye.